Hey there, internet drifters. It has been a while, hasn't it? So if you want to skip ahead, there's going to be a little bit of boringness, and then it'll start with the actual video. I'll leave a link so that you can just kind of pop in, or maybe a timestamp. I'm not sure how this works. I'll leave something for you, and you can just fast forward to the less boring part. Okay, since you're still here, I assume that you want to hear what happened. Because let's face it, this is my first video in a really long time. And by really long time, I mean about 6 months, maybe? 5.5, 6 months? I don't know, something like that. Basically, what happened was I got really depressed. 2020 hit me hard on an emotional level. And I just could not continue anymore. So, because this sort of thing happens to me a lot, especially during the latter half of the year, well, I say half. I'm really kind of dividing it by the Chinese calendar that way. It's mostly like October through February, or really October through January, but February gives me a little bit of extra time. Because it hits me hard like that almost every year, and I just can't see myself being able to promise doing videos year-round. So we're going to call them seasons, and this is the beginning of season 2. I don't have anything else to say besides that. This is season 2, yay! Okay, there's going to be a lot of stuff that happens. A lot of stuff that's going to be different from season 1. We'll see. I'm recording this in, at the end of January, and it's not going to post until March. Well, it'll be posted by the time you're watching it. So yeah, things can happen between now and then. I'm doing a more forward-thinking approach this year, and most of my videos are going to be in advance, probably significantly, maybe as much as like a month in advance. That way it'll give me enough time to complete all of the videos, and then somewhere around the beginning of September, end of August, beginning of September, we'll say a fond farewell, and then it'll be the end of season 2. So that's how that's going to go. And here we are back to the point of the video. So if you just skipped past everything, we are now on to the exciting part of the video, if there is an exciting part of the video, and that is, what's the fucking point of this video? I'm not doing a let's play of this just yet, because I went through a lot of different mods. Yeah, I know. A lot of them, and I fell in love with, 30 of them? It was a lot of them. And I don't want to just throw people into this, weird modded world where, so many things are changed from the base RimWorld, or even RimWorld with royalty. It's super different. Today's video is going to be all about one specific mod. Well, really, I'm doing 3 different mods, but we are going to work our way through the mods that I have, that I know work together. And then I think I added 2 more that I don't know if they work together. So we'll find out at the end if those other 2 will work. And so I'm just going to systematically be adding mods to the thing as we go. Hold on. A little bit of an outtake there. I took a pill thing, reduces stuff and things. Maybe it'll make my voice a little less whatever this is. I don't know. It doesn't, I don't know. Anyway, so right now, I don't think I have a save file at all that will go with the 3 mods that I'm gonna cover here. So we're just going to go through New Colony. Yeah, I don't care. Go away. So I know that this is the boring part of RimWorld. Let's be honest, not many people really enjoy this beginning part where you're creating shit I'm sure there's a mod to help you through this stuff. In fact, I came across a mod that I wanted that does stuff with scenario stuff, but I don't know, I didn't understand it, so I'm not going to do that. We're just going to... What are we going to do? We're going to do this. So, this is not part of the mods, obviously. But I disabled, in this thing, I disabled these 3 things because they suck dick. Like, they just suck so bad. The solar flare, short circuit, and infestation, they suck so fucking bad, and I hate them. I legitimately hate them. There should be a way to control their frequency. Or, like, I know that there's mods that that have things that work around this stuff, and I actually have some mods that work around, like, solar flares and short circuits to an extent. But infestation, there's really nothing. There's in the storytelling thing, there's a new option that helps you deal with the infestation frequency, and that could be helpful. I haven't really fucked around with that because before that came out, I was like, you know what? To hell with infestation. I don't want to deal with it anymore. But maybe you do. And that's fine. That's cool. I get it. And I'm sure when we make a real game, you know, for doing a playthrough, we'll consider that. Leave me something in the comments about whether you think this is fair or if I should just do regular crash landed and get over it. Or if you want me to do regular tribal. See, I did my tribal. I took all this shit off. I even took off ship part crash, the psychic and defoliator, and mech cluster. Like, I took those 3 off too because I was like, fuck a bunch of those guys, right? I just didn't want to deal with them. I didn't like it. Oh, I also changed. I didn't know this existed. Did you know that you can have a modifier? Let's go into the editor. You can have a modifier on your faction relations, and you can change, you know, certain tribes to be whatever. You can go through, you know, have one for each and every one of these somewhere in, oh no, not that. Force trade, no. There it is, force faction relations. And you can make it to where they like you. So I have natural that it'll always, you know, try to go towards. I assume that that's what natural is. 0 to 25, and then starting anywhere from 0 to 100. So nobody hates me. Because, I mean, I figure if I'm tribal, right? And that's what... Go away. I don't care. So I figure if I'm going with tribal, then my people have already been on this planet, and maybe they were from a super peaceful, super helpful tribe, and nobody hates them, you know, because we belong here, and maybe we had some friends from each tribe that, you know, there was at least a no hatred clause. I don't know. I do what I want when I'm playing my own games. So so I got those, and then, you know, I did the same thing to Naked Survivalism. Although I disabled Trader Caravan Arrival. I don't remember why I did that. I'll be honest with you, I have no idea. I don't remember. I don't even know what that does. It doesn't really matter though. So yeah, leave something in the comments about which one, like what you would want me to do. What kind of scenario do you like? Or maybe there's one that you know of that I can find from the Steam Placey Place thing. What is it called? The Steam Workshop. Shut up. I don't know what that thing keeps saying, but it's not important. Trust me, it's not important. Maybe it is for people who do mods, but not for me. So, okay, well, we're really not doing anything important, so we're just going to do Crash Landed. And whatever. Oh, wait, actually, go back. So, they created this custom thing, And I don't know if you've seen this, but this happened since since season 1 ended. We're just gonna go with that. And now there's all these different things. We can scale the threat. We can go all the way up to 500%, which is insane. We can go down to 0. No threats ever. Or, you know, no threats to start out with, I guess. We can change these. We can change all of this shit. Insect spawning rate. Maybe like, nope. Deep drilling, nope. Friendly fire, nope. You know, we can go through and do all of this stuff. I think you can still change this after you have started the game. So, again, if you have any comments on what you think is fair or what you would like me to do in the Let's Play when I finally get there, when I get through all of these different mods, let me know. I would be happy to change it, and that is really going on into the future, because unlike the scenario, I can change this at any point along the way. And that means if I don't like what you have to say, I can start out that way and just be like, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm gonna do it different. So we're just gonna that's fine. I don't care. Okay, so this is the create world area, obviously. It says it right here. The first mod I want to go over today is faction control. It requires harmony. If you go to subscribe to faction control, you will find out that it says it requires harmony, and there will be a little link on the right-hand side for you to go to the harmony page and get that too. So what this does is you can change how factions work, kind of. So, like in the scenario thing, you could change how they like you. This one, you can change how many, like, what the density is. So, I don't know what this number represents, because that's not how many factions there are. That's just, like, the density number. So, it's like how many, I guess it's how many buildings, or how many, not buildings, towns and stuff. But it can't be, because there's always more than 8 to start out with, and I never go all the way up to 8. So I don't know. It makes them more dense, more or less dense. We can actually just fuck with that. Just put it all the way up and generate. I shouldn't have put it at 50. This is gonna take forever. Well, not for you. And there we are. That is 8. That is what 8 does. 8 puts them every fucking where. Jeez. There are so many. This is a very populated place, that is. Alright, and then just for, you know, a frame of reference, this is what vanilla is at, so, or roughly. There's like 2 or 3 clicks on each number, so I assume it's like 1 point, you know, 1 1/3, 1 1.5, 1 3/4. I don't know, something like that. This is pretty close to what normal vanilla is like. Not super populated. But that could be fun to have an overpopulated place, especially with these other controls. So let's put it up to like 6. It'll be fine. So nation building. This is where, okay, so this is the density. It's like how many colonies each faction has. But then nation building is how close those settlements are to each other. So vanilla is none, like they're just scattered around the tight. But then you go through tight. Actually, you go through loose, tight, very tight, and at the very, very top of it, let's see what that looks like. Here we are. Okay, so we put it up to 6, remember? So 6 is pretty populated. And so now all of the little nation-y places, they have their cities pretty tightly packed in there, except for the pirates, because pirates aren't a nation, so why would they be close together? And that's pretty cool. And you can have various degrees of that. We'll go with, I usually go with, you know, somewhere between loose and tight. Just, you know, for shits and giggles. Shits and giggles. Jesus. Alright, and then there's these specific things, like, do you want the mechanoid hive function? It tells you, you know, stuff. And then faction goodwill. You can choose not to randomize it. I don't know what that does. Dynamic faction. This, you saw the colors, so I take that off. And then it'll go back to regular colors. It really, all it does is it turns the ones that don't like you into red. And everything else gets its own special color. Even if they hate you. See, because these guys, they hate us. But they get their own special color. And that's fine. So that's just, you know, that's personal preference. It's whatever. Doesn't really do a whole lot game-wise. You can choose not to spread the pirates and make them their own nation, I think. Let's see what that does. Because I could be wrong. Yeah. So now they're over here kind of encroaching on the white Galtox. So I feel a little sorry for them. But then again, I guess there's a lot of warring nations going all over the damn place with how we have these settings. So that's fine. I usually spread the pirates out because meh. Relations change over time. You can uncheck that, making it a little easier to keep your relations going in the positive. And then here is the meat of it, and this is what I usually end up fucking with a lot. So you have total number of faction groups. You can have all the way up to 100. Let's just come on guys, come on. Let's see what this does. This is gonna be great. Oh my god, this has gone on for like twice as long as the other ones. This is a little scary. I feel sorry for my computer. I shouldn't have done that. It's gonna be great though. I wonder if I broke the game. I don't think 100 is a realistic number of factions. I'm very not confident about this working out, but we're gonna let it play out and see what happens. Also, if you've been paying any attention in these screens while I've been saying stuff, you can see which mods I'm going to go over. You know, if you wanted to like determine whether or not it's worth it to continue watching. Although I would ask that you just ignore the vanilla expanded framework. I didn't want to take off the core mods, like the mods that don't do anything except allow other mods to work. So I kept Harmony and Hugslib, but they are both needed for what I'm doing. Vanilla expanded framework isn't, but it's a big, it's one of those, you know, it will be needed shortly. I regret tremendously trying out 100 factions. I don't even know what time it was when I pressed it, but I know it's been at least 5 minutes. Probably more like 10. Somewhere between 5 and 10. Keep in mind, I may have skipped through the other ones. It usually takes 30 seconds. The one with 8 factions took, I think, like a minute. So yeah, I think I did a bad. I might have this. Wait, hey, there it is. Wait, that's not 100. Wait, what? Nah. What? I think it got to like 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 times 5. I'll do the math later, but... Oh wait, there's more. Shit. Okay, so it's 14 wide. This one with the longest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like 7 is the limit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 times 14 is something. Well, 7 times 4 is 21. So that's 91. That's pretty close. I mean, I don't know, maybe I did the math wrong, but I guess it is. It's just they seem to have run out of colors pretty quick. Let's get all the way down. All the way down. Because the pirates always hate everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 7 and 14, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 7 and 14 plus 1. I'm gonna assume that's a lot. It's at least 90. It got really close, if not all the way. But it has like so few. I really expected there to be more of them, but that's fine. Let's change that way back down to the, I think, 6 that it started out at. Wow, and let's not do that again. So anyway, so this is the total number of faction groups. So we can say like, oh, I want 10, but then there's these specific ones, like how many minimum do you want of the Outlander Union? How many minimum do you want of the rough Outlander versus civil and tribes and pirate bands and empires? And I have no idea what this does or why there's percentage, like why it's not whole numbers. I have no idea. It just says Outlander Refugee. And that is it, and goes from 0 to 20. I'm sure it does something. You don't need this. I just think this thing is really cool, so I tend to use it when I'm playing, because it's really neat to be able to kind of decide, okay, how many people am I going to fuck with? How many people, like I'll take out the pirate bands, the savage tribes, the rough tribes, and only keep in, you know, peaceful ones, and then like, well, you'll see. I get into other mods later that make sense. But, or you could do it the opposite way and take out all the good guys and only leave the assholes, and then it's you against the world. But I'm not really that kind of person. So we're just going to leave it like that and generate it, and it's fine because we're not actually starting a game. I wonder if it has to take time to erase all of the stuff it generated before, or if that just kind of drops out. It did not. That's still a lot. Well, that's fine. I don't care. We'll just pick a place. And just next. Okay, so here's the other two things. So there's prepare carefully, and then the character editor. The character editor, well, actually, let's do prepare carefully. I know I can go back. See, there's a back button. And, you know, confirm. So this is the normal screen, and it doesn't force you to use anything. Prepare carefully. You can come here, and you can just kind of screw with the people that you ended up with. You got these people, and see, confirm. And these people are here. It's the same 3 people. Their stats are the same. And then there's these 5 people. And they are in here. Ta-da! So you lose nothing. Everything comes over with you. It's just in a different format, so don't freak out. I freaked out. I was like, where's the other people? I don't understand. And so like I made a bunch of people here. And then I saw this and I was like, oh. Whoops. So anyway, you can completely delete everybody and that'll be fine. It tells you how many points were spent. These were the amount of points that were spent on the people that you see. I think that also includes the people that are in the world. But I'm really confused about this point spent things. This, if you check that, it will tell you, instead of points spent, how many points you have left. So, since the starting colonists and resources that were randomly generated, blah, 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 they're worth 121,000, 12,000. I can't read. There's no comma, okay? They're 12,184 points. That means that that's how many points you have to work with if you're using point limits. If you don't, then it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. You can just, this is just allowing you to do whatever you want. If you want to stay within the vanilla limits and only do, whatever you can within some limitations, then use point limits. If you are just like, look, I want to be God and I want to make whatever I want to make and fuck the point limits, I don't care, then don't check that box. I try to do a little bit of both. I try to be God, and then I check the point limits and be like, okay, can I get away with this still being within the limits? And that sometimes forces me to choose some things that, maybe I shouldn't have as a thing. I have found one thing though. So using point limits, right? Points remaining 0. Health things. So if I got rid of that, now I had been given 20 points because of that leg injury. Here's a secret. Here's a secret. Are you ready? Add an injury, right? Totally normal. Makes sense. Malnutrition. And you can choose what level. We'll go with trivial. See what that does. Now it just gave me 405 points for trivial. Oh, it came up with moderate. Why? What? I said trivial. Maybe you can only do moderate. Trivial. Add. It adds it as moderate. Well, okay, so apparently moderate is the lowest you can go, I guess. But malnutrition is a very treatable condition. It is not something that will stick with you. It makes the beginning a little harrowing, especially since I chose desert, but still doable. In most scenarios, there is still a way that you can come back from that without a whole lot of difficulty. So that's just one of the little secrets that I found to stay within point limits, is to give them all malnutrition. I mean, that if you stack that 3 times and you've got 1,200 points. Just 1,200 free points just for starving them for like a day or two. Hey, that's cool, right? That'll work. If you get, more medical, how many medical points that malnutrition can give. I've just maxed you out because I made sure that you were starving. I'm not saying it's ethical. I'm just saying it's something that can be done and that I do. And maybe that makes me a terrible person. Moving on. So you have all these different things. You can, change the name, change their age, biological and chronological. You can change their look, including their clothing. You can change what kind of clothing they're wearing, the color of it. If they're naked, it won't matter, but you can do it anyway. Accessory, I don't even know what, you can give them accessories. Body type goes through a bunch of them. You can change the color of their skin. You can make it, I was going to say super dark, but that's not really super dark. People come in darker shades than that. I wonder if RimWorld knows that. Ludion, if you're out there, you should, or not, it's not Ludion. Ludion didn't do prepare. Well, maybe it is. I'm not sure. Whoever it is that makes this happen, there should be another option here for darker, because trust me, people get way darker than that. And then there's hair, which it goes through all the vanilla hair things. Fun times. Actually, I should have included the hair moddy thing in this one. I'll do it in the next one. I have a hair mod that added more hairstyles to it. I'm pretty sure they come that they are included in this list, but looking through, I'm not 100% on that. We'll see. We'll look at it next time. So obviously you can just add skills here. You can't undo the incapable ofs without doing the backstory and traits. And this is where it gets real interesting. So there are so many, just so many. And remember, there's different backstories for childhood and adulthood. So these two are different lists. This one starts with Ace Fighter Pilot. This one starts with Abandoned Child. And let's say that I want this person to be, I want them to be medical, but I don't want them to be incapable of these things. So let's do transfer student, add filter, medical, add another filter, no disabled work types. Boom. We have all of the ones in here that add to medical, and if you hover over it, it'll show you what it adds and subtracts and all that other good shit. And none of them will disable your work type, making it super easy to build the character of your dreams. And if you care more about the story than the specific traits, you can kind of use this as a rough filter for what, like you want them to be a medic, but you want them to have maybe not such a medical backstory. Like they could be a Boy Scout. That's their backstory. They were a Boy Scout. And you can add so much backstory to that. That's just one element of their character. It was an impactful moment in their childhood, but it doesn't really say anything about who his parents were, where he was raised. He just was a Boy Scout. Well, she. I think this is a girl. So let's choose Boy Scout. So now it's changed all that shit over here, and we're still incapable of things. So obviously that comes from your adulthood. So it kept my filters, even though I changed to a different list, which is cool. And now I have all these other ones. Unfortunately, the adult ones they're going to tend to veer more towards having a reason why. They have some medical experience, even in the fugitive element. Like there's, although game tester, like why would that? Oh, because she like hospitals. Sure. So there we go. Somehow a girl that was in Boy Scouts, which I think might be a slight oversight, but I'm fine with it, grew up as a game tester. And you can take all of the points down. And here's another cool thing. You can add or increase their flaminess, their passion. So she's incapable of nothing. She really loves doing medical. Let's say that she loves doing intellectual and she likes shooting. Boom. We came out ahead, really. This is a perfect character. So there's also loading character, saving character, loading preset, and saving character, or saving preset. So this will just save the character. I have some already. Let's save save this character. And then we can load the character. Boom. Now we have 2 of them. But we don't need 2 of them, so that's silly. You can also do the preset, which is a bunch of people. It's not just one person, it's the whole group. This I did for obviously the tribal run, not for the 3. So this is definitely going way over the requirement. And then you can even mess with their relationships. You can say, okay, let's make I want to add you. And you are now... No, I don't want you in there. Let's do a different. Put you over here. No, you're only 16? No. 57. Let's do you. So blue is now going to be white's parent. Right? Yeah, because they make, yeah. So now they're parents. Or we can do... I don't know how to say that. Bibai will be the ex-lover of Orange. Ta-da! We have instant drama. And you can use this. I really like the prepare carefully because you can use this to make very specific stories where you design a character, who they are, what their childhood was, their backstory, what their current health is, traits and everything, and then you can design the relationships, really play God in the world. You can even add equipment to I think it's just to the map, really. I don't think this goes to any specific person, but you can add more stuff than what the scenario allows. And obviously I showed you, you can give them accessories. You can have them come over with a low shield pack. That'll cost you though. So all around, I really enjoy prepare carefully. Now, let's just throw all that away. There's character editor UI. And it's kind of the same a little bit, but I didn't find it to be as fun. If that makes sense. Like you can do that. There's the same kind of list in it. There's no filter. You can filter without skill blocker, and I that's really all you can do. You can't search by like medical or whatever. And I like being able to search for those traits. It's not as visually pleasing to me, although you can do basically the same things. I don't see where the color is, so that might be a little different. Oh, there we go, color A. There's the color. Oh, and this just is one big bar, straight from pale as fuck to as dark as RimWorld gets. Which, that's fine too. That's cool. But like I said, oh, you can give them a title too. That's something you can't do. I don't think you can do in Prepare Carefully. And you can't give them specific inventory stuff. So that's a factor. Okay, so you can You can mess with their relationships. It's not as visually pleasing. I don't understand it as well, but it does seem to be possible. Oh, and you you can even give them modifiers to something. Okay, that's something that Prepare Carefully also does not have. And then there's all this stuff. Cargo just generates random cargo. Wait, Blight? I just saw that. Come back. I don't know. Where was that? Blight? How is Blight an item? That's weird. So anyway, I don't really use this one as much, but I wanted to show you just in case you enjoyed this better. Because I'm not everybody. Some people are going to look at this and be like, oh, I understand this one way better. And that's totally fine. They do basically the same thing. But I can't go, I have to exit out from up there. There's no back to it. So I really like this because it kind of conforms to the same thing as vanilla. And it for me, it feels much more intuitive. But that's just me. So anyway, so that was all I was going to go through. Let me know if you have any suggestions on a character. I don't know what I did with this. What? Was that what it started with? Like, did Mitsuya really start out as an entitled white male? Because, like, what is all this? What kind of stuff is on there? What? Oh, prestige cataphract armor. That's why he looks all spiffy. Well, it's a girl still, though. But that armor really makes her look very entitled. I don't know. I don't remember that being the case. Maybe it was, and I just wasn't paying any damned attention. Anyway, if you can think of any way that you would like the characters to go for when I do have, I do create the Let's Play colony that we'll play in the near future, please let me know. I will continue to ask that until we have started this Let's Play, because, I mean, I don't know what you guys want. I just know I'm going to be playing with a lot of mods because I really enjoy them, and I want to share them with you. So, yeah, let me know in the comments any suggestions or desires or, you know, thoughts on characters or scenarios or any of the specifics about creating the colony that you can think of that you would like added in there, and I will do my best to put it in. That's all we're going to do. We're not going to start a game just yet. Like I said, it's still in the works. I don't know exactly what next video is going to be. I'm not that together with it. But we will go over some more of the basics, and I might start a game, but it doesn't have to be the game, because a lot of the mods I have to show you, you have to start the game in order to show what is even going on. So I'll probably start a game, but don't worry. You have time to really think about what you'd want to suggest or what you'd want to have in there. It doesn't have to be right away. And if you think of something along the way, please tell me. Put it in the comments. Any video, up until I start the series, I would love the suggestions. So if you see it started colony, that doesn't mean that it's the one we're going to do. It just means I had to start a colony in order to show you what I had to show. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys again when we drift into the next one.